there, and welcome to the Fox 6 Sports Blitz. A little later than normal, but it is worth the wait as the Packers beat the Chiefs 27-19 at Lambeau Field. Tim Van Voorn is there right now. He's been watching the entire game and has a special guest. Tim, let's go right out to you on the field at Lambeau Field.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Ben Sims is with us, and there was a time earlier this season, Packer fans going, Ben Sims, not quite sure. Tonight they're saying, yeah, Ben Sims, first touchdown catch of his NFL career. He's been coming on and getting more time as a tight end in this system, and it's been a progression kind of like this whole team. So there's your setup. Ben, my question to start with you is, how fun is it? You were released by the Vikings at the tail end of the season. You jump into Green Bay, and look where you are now.
Pretty surreal moment. Everyone's got a story. This is mine. Super blessed, super fortunate. Coach LaFleur called my number tonight, and I tried to execute it the best of my ability. And I expect myself to make plays like that. I'm just super fortunate.
Played at Baylor. This isn't some fluke guy shows up out of nowhere. So that should be noted as well. You get your own mic? I mean, come on. We're going big time here for you. What about the tight ends? Luke Musgrave was doing so well. Now he's out with an injury. Tucker Kraft steps up. You step up. How have you guys taken on this new responsibility?
I think it kind of speaks to the kind of room that we have. We have 4 rookies and Josiah DeGuara, a 4th-year guy. So, we're growing, we're learning together, we're coming in every day, we're working our tails off. We're trying to be the best that we can be, and I just think our hard work's coming to fruition.
Well, and the first touchdown of the night is yours. Can you describe that play? And was it in the plan all week? Do you know you might get that opportunity?
Yeah, it was in the plan. It was kind of for, obviously, a kind of a goal line kind of play. Coach LaFleur called it right before, or there was a timeout. So we kind of knew it was coming for about 2 minutes. But line up, run it, execute it.
You've got kind of that shy smile. There's something going on. You're that way anyway. And it seems like you're that way about this play. I mean, you're confident in your abilities and this team's abilities despite what the outside story has been this season. How have you guys progressed?
I think we're a team that takes things one day at a time. And we come to work, we work hard. We do what we're asked to do, and we try to execute at a super high level. Sometimes there's not a secret sauce or a special recipe. It's just a bunch of guys that come to work every week and try to execute, and they want to win games. And I couldn't be more proud of our offense and our defense.
And before I let you run, Taylor Swift is here, Simone Biles is here, the national cameras are here. You and I talked about the way it felt on a Sunday night with everybody in the country watching. I mean, how are you going to go home thinking about this game?
Just a surreal moment. I don't really know how I feel, to be honest. I'm blessed beyond belief. I'm excited. I'm happy. I just can't wait to go see my family and see them and be able to celebrate with them. But obviously, just such a special moment for me and our team.
Awesome. Appreciate you coming out for sure. Brandon, that's pretty good stuff. They've beaten the Chiefs with Taylor Swift, and they beat the Lions with Jack Harlow. So, these guys can knock off opposition with big names in the building.
All right, Tim, with Ben Sims, who had a great night and still needs to pinch himself. All right, Tim Van Voorn at Lambeau Field. We'll be back with him in a moment. Now, let's look at how this game unfolded. The Packers, they get the ball first, and they make the most of it. They go 75 yards with the play ending with what we just saw. Ben Sims, his first career touchdown, and his first career Lambeau leap, 7-0 Packers. The Chiefs get into the red zone on the ensuing drive, but Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark combine for a sack of Patrick Mahomes on 3rd down, and that forces a field goal. The Packers get the ball again, and they move it down quickly. Love staying in the pocket, hitting Christian Watson for the score. 14-6, Packers lead at the half. They're only up 14-12 in the 3rd quarter, and on 4th and 1, they go for it. Love floating the ball 33 yards to Romeo Doubs. He hauls it in at the 11-yard line for a 1st down. 2 plays later, it's Love again, and this time he rifles it to Watson, who goes up, somehow comes down with the ball. Packers lead 21-12. We go to the 4th quarter. Packers up 24-19 with the Chiefs driving, but Mahomes picked off by Keyshawn Nixon with just over 5 minutes to go in the game. The ensuing drive turns into a field goal, a 27-19 lead. The Packers defense holds, and this ends with a 27-19 win for the Packers. They are now 6-6. Let's go to Jordan Love at the podium following this win.
Yeah, no, I'm throwing it to Romeo where I think he's going to be. Obviously, the one to Romeo, just kind of the coverage was telling me to go there to him, and threw it up thinking the safety was going to make a play, and he didn't. But good job by Romeo. It was weird. He couldn't really track the ball at first, and then was able to find it but that was a great catch by him. So.
I know you take every game as they come, but just how personally satisfying a performance like this for you to kind of go toe-to-toe with Mahomes and come out on top?
Yeah, it's huge. For me personally, it's just obviously I've had this game, circled for a long time. This is my first start. Obviously didn't play how I wanted to the first game, so being able to see these guys again and get the victory is huge. It was just a great team win tonight. Everybody just balled out. So, but it was an awesome win.
Jordan, going back to the passes to Romeo and Christian, can you just talk about kind of the cat and mouse game between you and Spagnuolo and whether he was going to, send it all at you and just how you played that and reacted to it all on those two plays?
Yeah, you just got to, with this defense, you never know when they're going to bring it. They do a really good job disguising their stuff, so you kind of always got to be alert for it, try and pick up on the little tells, the little keys. But yeah, on that one to Christian, they did end up bringing it. We got to a protection that picked it up, was able to give me enough time to just kind of buy some time and let Christian work and put it up for him, and he went up there and made a great play.
You said the coverage on that 4th and 1 to Romeo was kind of showed that you should throw it there. What did you see? What was about the coverage that showed you that? And obviously they're bringing it, right? So how's that calculating your mind getting rid of the ball?
Yeah, we kind of have like a 3-level throw, and number 2 ran a shorter out route. I felt the safety kind of grabbing him and kind of let Romeo go. So I just put it up there, and yeah, the safety he wasn't able to get back to that play. But yeah.
Jordan, you have 3 touchdown passes tonight, all against blitzes. I think you're like 8 touchdowns, no picks in the last, I think actually all season against blitzes. Why are you guys so much better at that now than maybe, I know 2 years ago was a long time ago, but why are you so much better at that, do you think?
Yeah, I think for me personally, it's just being able to see this stuff. I've got more reps. I'm more comfortable understanding where I need to go with the ball. I think the O-line is doing a great job just being able to pick this stuff up. It's not easy when they're bringing the all-outs and these blitzes, things like that. But they've been doing a great job giving me time. And then receivers, obviously, they're having awareness of when they need to be open and how long I got, and then they're just going out there and making plays. But it's definitely something we as a team have we've practiced. We know it's something teams are going to bring, and we got to be able to execute and go out there and make sure they don't do it again.
And then on the sack right after the 2-minute warning, you got to keep the clock right on there. You're better to take the sack there just to burn more time, or was that not part of the thinking?
No, we ran a play. We were trying to get a shot over the top. They ran a coverage that wasn't really ideal for the play. Kind of played outside leverage on number 3, so we didn't have a great look at it. Instead of just forcing it, just take the sack right there, keep the clock running.
Jordan, you guys were.
And Tim Van Voren still with us at Lambeau Field. Tim, you hear Jordan Love there. Again, we've said this a little bit. He's the same guy, win or lose, but you could tell that this one did seem to matter a little more to him. I think with all the stakes, with it being on national TV, with it being against Patrick Mahomes, what do you take from the way he is with this team now at 6-6?
I think you've summed it up very well, Brandon, in that he doesn't really change his demeanor, his outward expression, but there is a fire that burns within Jordan Love, and the way he's played of late, you wonder how quickly they're going to write up the press release about the contract extension. My goodness, if he hasn't demonstrated that he's the man, I don't know what else the Packers will need to see at this point as he continues to stack these performances together and lead this team, Brandon. This was supposedly the tough 3-game stretch for Jordan Love and the Packers. They beat the Chargers, they beat the Lions, now they beat the Chiefs. You're exactly right. That's Jared Goff, that's Justin Herbert, that's Patrick Mahomes. You don't think that fires the competitiveness of Jordan Love? It certainly does. And he and the Packers, who started out 2-5, or early in the season were 2-5 or 6-6, Brandon.
It's amazing. And right now, if we were to look at the playoff bracket, they hold the 7th and final wild card spot in the NFC. I don't think anybody would have said that 4 weeks ago, but here they are. So with that being said, how do they maintain their focus to keep this as a one-game-at-a-time approach? Because now people are asking them about the playoffs and what the future looks like.
Great question. I asked a lot of the guys this week that very question because now the stakes would be higher coming into this Chiefs game, and they all had a very level approach. It was clear that the coaches had instilled that one-game mentality in them. They talked about it during the weekend. They played like it here, and one big key the last couple of games has been getting ahead early. Remember, beginning of the season, they would get themselves in a hole, and it was uphill all game long and all month long. The last couple of games, they've gotten out front. They haven't turned the football over. It's much easier to play that way, and now they are a team, as you said, that is is a playoff team at the current point. So can they contain that? Can they sustain that? We shall see. The schedule now is not as tough as it was the last couple of weeks, at least on paper. How will the Packers respond to that?
Yeah, we will have to see. Tonight they responded well by taking the ball right to the Chiefs. They were very aggressive, and they were able to score in their first two possessions, take a lead at half, and then they're able to kind of make key moves in the second half. And Tim, one real quick question is, they held off the Chiefs defensively when they needed to most. How big is that defense responding when they have Patrick Mahomes a chance to take the lead at times or tie it at the end?
You're holding the Chiefs under 20 points, Brandon. You'd take that if you're any team, I think, in the NFL. And for the Packers to do that, that's been their key this season. They don't look that pretty defensively, but look at that point average. They continue to stack it up week after week, and that's what's giving this team a chance to win now that the offense has ticked up a little bit. Christian Watson for that offense said he'll have to see about that hamstring. Obviously, that's going to be a key situation, as you talked about, Brandon, going forward in the near term here for the team.
All right, well, we are taking our first break here on the Fox 6 Sports Blitz, but plenty more from Lambeau Field following the Packers' 27-19 win over the Chiefs. We'll be right back. And thanks for staying up late with us on the Fox 6 Sports Blitz following the Packers' 27-19 win over the Chiefs. Tim Van Voorn is live at Lambeau Field. And Tim, week by week, I have been critical of Matt LaFleur at times for his play calling, but in the last few weeks, he has really opened up those plays. He's gotten more aggressive, and it has been paying off. Why do you think he's been more comfortable being able to do that and seeing it play out on the field?
The Packers have been more aggressive offensively, and Matt LaFleur obviously is the starting point for a lot of that. Taking the football at Detroit and not deferring, they go down, they score. Tonight, obviously, Kansas City wins the toss, but Packers get the ball first, they go down, they score. The offensive coaches, in talking to them throughout the season, have really believed it was going to come, Brandon. It wasn't lip service. They really believed it was moving in the right direction, and suddenly you're seeing that it's not just one guy contributing, it's multiple guys contributing on the offense. And think about the way they're playing offensively with A.J. Dillon out there, not Aaron Jones, not a knock on Aaron Jones at all, but the team has changed its approach a little bit, and they've been going right at teams. Today, I thought they did a fine job of keeping they didn't want the Chiefs to have the ball, right? They wanted these long drives. They weren't even trying to get chunk plays at the beginning. They were just trying to get yardage, and the Packers were able to do that. Matt LaFleur authors a big win. Here's what some of at least what he had to say afterwards.
Certainly that was a big win for us, I think, for our guys, just against one of the premier teams in this league. And we had contributions from all three phases. There's nothing like playing a night game in Lambeau this time of year, and just can't thank the crowd enough. Definitely had an impact on the game. It was a true home field advantage, and but just can't say enough about the guys in that locker room, the resiliency they show, the willingness to come in every day with the same mindset, and that's just trying to get a little bit better, truly taking it one game at a time. And but I was really happy with our performance tonight. It's far from flawless in certain areas, but we absolutely did enough to win. And like I said, that's a really good football team.
I know it takes everyone, especially in a win like this, but Jordan said that he'd circle this game on his calendar. Obviously, remember his first career start. How different did the quarterback you saw tonight look 2 years ago?
The composure. Certainly, they brought some pressure. They brought some all-outs. He got us into the right checks. I thought the guys up front did a pretty good job for the most part on the night, protecting them. There were a couple instances where they were able to get some pressure, but even when they did, that fourth down play to Rome, there was a little bit of pressure in his face, and what a catch by Romeo Doubs, just what a play by him. That was certainly a big play in the game, and there were so many guys that contributed, whether it was A.J. Dillon grinding out tough yards, Patrick Taylor going in there and getting a couple big runs, all the wideouts. Tucker made a couple nice plays as well. Ben Sims with his first touchdown, and then defensively, Corey Ballantyne showing up with 10 tackles. That was big. Quay with 13 tackles or whatever it was, and just getting enough pressure on Mahomes throughout the course of the night.
Hey, Matt, it seems like in the last few weeks you've taken the training wheels off the offense to a large degree.
I don't know what that means.
What did you? Less simple, like you're pulling more out of the bag, and I'm wondering what you had to see to get to the point where you felt comfortable doing that.
Yeah, just certainly there's a trust, that our quarterback's going to make the right decisions. I mean, it really takes every room to make some of those plays, being a little bit more aggressive. I think that's what you're trying to get at, Pete, being a little bit more aggressive with some of the calls, but just making sure that we get the protection that's needed.
Matt LaFleur following the Packers' 27-19 win. And right there, Tim, he was talking about being more aggressive and the quarterback making the right calls. Clearly, that's been the case. You don't see any interceptions in the last 3 weeks from Jordan Love.
And Jordan Love carrying the game plan out onto the field that the coaches have established as well. Right now, it's a pretty well-oiled offensive machine.
It really is. And now they have to look forward to New York, who isn't playing well. And as you said, this game isn't played on paper. It looks good on paper. We'll be right back on the Fox 6 Sports Blitz following the Packers' 27-19 win over the Chiefs. And we're back on the high school Blitz because he just wanted to hang out with his friends and enjoy the outdoors. And now he's a 3-time season points leader. And here's this week's high school hot shot.
I'm Sam Marsteller. I am a junior at Oak Creek High School, and I am a high school mountain bike racer. Most people look at me and they're like, you have 30-something bikes in your house in various states of disrepair. What do you do with all of them? I compare my bikes to my children a lot. Yes, I name them. It never ends up being very good. My race bike used to be called Tigger back when it was orange. I rode on a loaner bike for a little while. I got my bike of my own. I got all my gear. I got everything I needed, and then I just kind of took it from there. And it's ebbed, flowed, and morphed into what it is now, which is basically a potential career, or if at the very least a lifelong activity. It's the best sport, in my opinion. It's the best sport for bringing kids together and having fun together. I'm a Boy Scout. I'll probably get my Eagle Scout. I want to go to college for engineering. Biomedical, mechanical, biomechanical, something like that. That's just really fascinated me. Engineering in general fascinates me.
A young Sam might have won a spelling bee contest.
Where did you find that, first off? Second off, yes. I won district with Mississippi, I think it was. It might have been synonym. I think it was synonym in Mississippi was what I won regionals on. Dad's the one who encourages me to ride the bike when I don't want to, and it's actually really cool. It's one of the things that Dad and I bond with is over bikes. And Dad's always there at every finish line waiting for me. And that's kind of become our thing. I'll finish my race, I set my bike down, and then I'll scan the crowd and find Dad, and I run at him. God bless Dad, his back is still doing it. I am Sam Marstar. I'm a junior at Oak Creek High School, and I'm a 2023 NICA Varsity State Champion. And I'm this week's Fox 6 High School Hot Shot.
All right, Sam, we wish you well in the future. Now, coming up, we'll go back out to Lambeau Field to talk more with Tim Van Voorn about the Packers' win. We'll be right back. Well, Lily Zhao has made it out of the locker room and joined Tim on the field. And Lily, obviously a huge win. What was that feeling like in the locker room after this one for this group of guys?
Well, Brandon, the vibes were immaculate. I mean, you have Brian Gutekunst dapping up Quay Walker in the tunnel. That's not something I think we were going to say this season. So you have that happening in the locker room. Everybody, of course, was happy. Rashawn Gary said this is a great birthday present for him. Everybody very happy with the win. So this is a very focused team right now, especially at 6-6. A.J. Dillon said our effort was really good, and he really credited that as well. So everybody happy in that locker room. All
right, and Tim, final question for you. They have an extra day to get ready for the Giants on Monday night. How do they not let that one be a trap game?
I think you're talking about what they need to focus on. You're exactly right. Right now, the wins are going to matter. The Packers are now in that position, Brandon, so they'll have to find a way.
All right, Tim Van Voorn, Lily Zhao at Lambeau Field following the Packers' 27-19 win. I'm Brandon Cruz. We'll see you next Sunday night.